Here's a quick example of the new trading method where you do manual trading of the robot. So the robot is running in this instance, and I'm running this on my own machine as a investor account. And I can see JPY, Great Britain Pound USD, is about to sell out because it's getting close to the final figures. So I'm now running the connection to the robot itself. Just try and connect it. So that I can try and stop the robot before it sells out. Hopefully I beat it. Okay, so Great Britain Pound USD. Come on. So the first thing to do is to stop the robot itself from doing any more trades. It will have stopped trading because it's going into profit anyway. So just go here, under common, and just say untick that. Okay, so now it's stopped trading. You'll see it's got an unhappy face. Now we go down to where the Great Britain Pound USD trading is going on. I sort it by symbol. It's just a bit slow, very frustrating. Okay, so I'm going to try and work on the biggest ones first. Let me see a while. Okay, so we click on here on the actual stop loss or take profit. The easiest way to stop this is to just remove the take profit. So I'm just going to remove this. Come on. Delete that. And just do this for every pair. Or for every trade in the leg. So that one is now running. Let's get the next one. Come on. Okay, next one. We did for all of them because all of them are giving you more profit if they close out on that stop or that take profit value of a minus. It's still losing money that you're leaving on the table. Now you see it would have closed off at what's it, 27706. But by doing this, it's going to close off later, which means you'll make more profit. Okay, so now we're all safe. So now it's busy trading. You can see I've got $3.60. So you notice what I've got for the moment, what I'm starting with, and then we'll have a look at it again in a couple of hours. Let me just increase this. Now what I do is I work from my PC because it's quicker than working off the remote desktop over here. But I just want to see the screen here anyway. If we're looking at candles. Okay, so you can see there's quite a way to go. Okay, just minimize this for the moment. Get that out of the way. So here we're looking at the exact same count, and this is also a live. I'm running a live at the moment. You can see there they've changed to zeros, and the reason why I do this, like I say, is I can actually close it from here when I want to close out as it grows up. Now, the belief is, from what I can see elsewhere, is it's probably going to go up here somewhere anyway. It's going to go, well, if you look at where it started, it's going to go above that. So you can just wait until it goes at least halfway up here if you want to be safe, or just wait until you see it turning and going back down again. And if it starts going back down again, then just close them all off. And guaranteed you're going to make a lot more than what we had over here. In fact, just out of interest, just to print screen of this so I can add them up, because it's difficult to add them when they're moving all the time. So I just want to go from here to here. So that's the total that I've got at the moment, which is this total over here. And I'm going to put a calculator on here and just add up where we are at the moment. 356.19 plus 104.16 plus minus 22.55 minus 72.09 minus 91.8 minus 86.16 minus 72.16. So at the moment we're at $1.15 in profit at the moment, and we'll see what we end up with. Remembering that if you take the total exposure, it works on about 30% profit that it makes. So let's see how much we can get out of this trade. I'm sure you'll start seeing a difference just now. I'm going to pause this video and we'll come back to it. In fact, when looking at this chart, I saw there were two more take profits that I now deleted. I basically did them off the chart itself instead of over here, because those were only the ones that were about to close down. But there were two more trades, very small ones, but I've included them into the bundle by deleting their take profits as well. So just to recalculate this again out of interest as to what it's standing at the moment. It's all the Great Britain pound USDs from here to here. So that's the total. And like I say, it's just easier doing it this way by taking a screenshot. So I'm going to go minus 70.96, minus 84.36, minus 89.1, minus 68.4, minus 16.4, plus 113.46, plus 370.14 plus 3.24. So at the moment we're sitting on $1.57 in profit. So let's see what happens in a while. As I say, I'm going to pause it now, and we'll come back and I'll show you where we are in another hour or so. Okay, in the last not even 5 minutes, this is what's happened. I took a snapshot. You'll see already my snapshot is a little bit out, or it's more or less around the same. But if you have a look at the previous figure, it was what's it, $1.57. Our profit now so far is $2.65, and you'll probably find that the robot would have sold out by now. But anyway, we'll just keep monitoring. I'll talk to you just now. Now, what I wanted to mention as well, you'll see there's 3 in profit at the moment. Eventually, all of them will end up going into profit. And also what I wanted to mention is that if you wanted to, you could right-click on, say it was a big one like this one, you could right-click and say trailing stop, and then you could set it at a custom setting and normally make it like 100 or so many points. And basically what that means is that so long as this keeps going up, it'll go up and indefinitely until it turns, and as soon as so it might go all the way up here, and then when it turns back, it'll hit the trailing stop, because the trailing stop will fall behind it, and when it falls behind it, it'll still be in profit. So say your trailing stop is at this point over here. So what will happen is, as this line moves up in profit, so the trailing stop will move up with it, and once it moves back down again, like that red one, and it hits that trailing stop, it will then close it. But by doing it that way, if you go to bed at night, you could just leave it knowing that you will have profit regardless, so you can't lose. And it's only when you're manually monitoring that you can possibly lose money. So you just set that trading stop and go to bed and wake up in the morning and see what profit you made. Another thing to mention is that I normally don't do this until it's reached about 10 or 12 levels, so it's gone right the way down, because then you know when it turns around it's definitely going to be an upper. In other words, if it was say over here and it went down, eventually when it turns, you know it's going to try and recover, which means that you've got a long way up again, but also your values are a lot bigger. And if you look at this particular leg, you'll see that there were only 6 trades or 7 trades. So it only went down from level 0 to level 6. And then it opened another 1 trade, which is what I picked up later. So this is a very small deal, but at the end of the day, it still makes money. And if you're prepared to watch and monitor it to do this manual trading, you can definitely grow your profits compared to what you would not doing it manually and just relying on the robot. But to be safe, if you're not sure how to trade, rather just let the robot do its job and leave it as that. Just to give you some idea, if you look at the value now, it's at $7.33 in profit. And if you look at the time, that's 12.56. Previous to that, 12.41, 12.29. And let's see how it came up from, that's 12.18. And when I first looked at it, it was sitting at $1.57 when I took it over, and it's now increased to $7.33. So that's from 12.14 till now, which is 12.56. Just another update. It's now at 13.48, and the profit's now $8 against the starting point of $1.57. Definitely the robot would have closed this out ages ago, and as you can see, it's just getting better and better, and it's going up. What I also do is, besides looking at what the robot is doing, giving you the signal, it's also important to have a look at other methods of information that will show you the same, so that you can feel confident that what you're doing is the right choice. And an example of this is that I belong to a group that gives signals, and I'm just having a look quickly to see it's a Great Britain pound USD. Just going to see where it is here, and then I'll show you an example of what they say is going to happen. Okay, because it's starting to go down in value, I'm going to close off everything now, and you'll see what the outcome is. In fact, I'll just take a snapshot of this. Okay, so just close off all these. Okay, so that's it. All the Great Britain pounds USD have finished, gone. So now if we go here, we'll see from there till there. That's what we ended up with. Let's just add it up.